Welcome back, kids and coaches. Spencer Lawson and Jack Mason here for episode 3 of The Analyst.
Last week was one of the most ecstatic weeks in college football, and let's go look at our new top 4.
So today we got Bama, who pull off the upset against Mississippi State, which is currently our number 4, and coming in at 2, a one-loss Oregon team who's pretty darn good. They got the Heisman front runner, and in my opinion, the one who should win it. And then number 3, Florida State, who still hasn't lost, but haven't really, established themselves as a dominating team in college football.
I kind of disagree with Florida State being number 3. If you haven't lost a game, they find ways to win.
No, but one of the things that the College Football Committee does look at is game control. And Florida State, in the past 3 games, they've been down at halftime, and by a more significant amount each game. So that's one of the things they've been looking at. And number 5 is TCU, who got bounced from this week's top 4, lost a close win against Kansas. Kind of a surprise game. Ohio State, number 6, kind of a dark horse coming from the Big Ten. They were irrelevant 3 or 4 weeks ago, but now they've really put themselves in the picture. And number 7, Baylor, they're just kind of behind the pack and behind everybody. So Spencer, what kind of games we got this week?
Yeah, first of all, I like to say that Bama is number 1. I'm going to put that out there.
Great win against Mississippi State.
And so college game day this week is Yale at Harvard.
Yes,
an interesting college game day, but they have one of those every year. And this is actually a marquee matchup.
It really is.
8-1 and 9-0 teams.
Exactly.
So who you got on that game?
I got Harvard pulling it through. I just think that they're going to be too much for the Yale.
I disagree with you. I got the 9-0 Yale winning this game. Better all the phases of the game, including GPA. So
interesting. Okay, next up, we got a Pac-12 game with some playoff implications. A lot of stuff will have to happen. But USC and UCLA, who you got?
Yeah, UCLA is speaking of a top 4 picture, a couple losses with some teams, and they're in. But they definitely have to win out. And USC is going to be a nightmare matchup problem. But they do have Brett Hundley, somewhere in the Heisman race, and is a great pocket quarterback. I got UCLA. It's too much for USC.
Yeah, I got UCLA too. I think their defense and Miles Jack is going to shut down USC's potent offense. So let's go on to this SEC matchup. This could shake some things up in the SEC East right here.
So this is the SEC East championship for Mizzou. They win this,
they're in.
They're in, unless they play another game. But at Neyland Stadium, I got Tennessee. They're a really good team at Neyland, and they're a hard team to beat.
Yeah, I just got Tennessee. I personally went there to Neyland Stadium for Tennessee, Alabama, and
crazy.
It's a great crowd, really great environment for college football, and I got the Volunteers pulling this one out.
Next, we got an underdog matchup.
Really,
UAB Marshall. Who you got in that game?
As much as I want UAB to win, I think they're up and coming. This new coach has really done great things, and I think he'll continue it, just not right now. So
yeah,
I got Marshall.
UAB's on the rise, but I think Marshall's just too good this year.
Rakeem Cato, he's really having a show-out season. Okay, here we go. SEC West matchup, Arkansas Ole Miss.
I got the upset. I got Arkansas. They are a ground and pound team, and they run the ball down your throat if they can, if you let them.
They got 3 running backs. Yeah. It's really good. And I agree with Spencer.
Arkansas had to win against LSU at Death Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they pulled it out of Death Valley.
Next year, they're going to be a team to watch.
Exactly.
I got Arkansas.
Okay, here we go. ACC matchup. Florida State, a team that really has not been, like I said earlier in the show.
Hasn't shown their true identity yet.
They really haven't. So, Florida State, Boston College. Interesting matchup.
I think this is Florida State's one win. We'll just blow them out of the water. It's their one big win. Florida State all the way.
Yeah, Boston College, they did go across USC did come in their house and they did beat them, but Florida State.
Last thing we're going to talk about, let's talk about what happened to Auburn.
Auburn, they just went to Georgia and they got rolled over.
Yep, that's two losses in a row. And they have an at Bryant-Denny Alabama game. They could lose 4 games this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's
gonna be a tough game though because they got nothing to lose from here on out.
Yeah, their motive.
They're out of the playoff contention.
All last year was be 13 seconds better, and right now they're sitting at 3 losses. So.
Yep.
Thanks for watching the show.
Make sure you subscribe and like our channel.
Now we got 10-1 Joey Compton and a new guest analyst Reed Stockton, who's a big Pac-12 supporter. Jack Mason. 5-1 right here. Spencer Lawson.
Spencer Lawson signing off. Stay classy.
Hey. Go Rebs.
What's up, guys? Joey here. I'm 10-1 because I obviously can't lose. But we're going to be picking some games. We got Reed here who, like Jack said, is a Pac-12 supporter and an Oregon fan. I disagree, but, you know, who cares? We're going to pick some games. Yale-Harvard, who you got?
I got Harvard going into this game. They're 8-1, and they're just going to destroy Yale.
I got Yale for this one. I think once the snowball starts rolling, you know, it can't stop. So, Yale. Next is USC, UCLA. Who you got for that game?
I'm going to go with UCLA. UCLA is going to be running LA by the end of this game.
I mean, I agree. I don't really know much about either of the teams, though, so I'm just going to pick UCLA. Next, we got Tennessee, Missouri, a big SEC marquee matchup, as Spencer said this week. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Mizzou. Mizzou's going to...
Sorry, Jack said that.
No.
Maybe y'all both said it. Okay.
Alright, I'm going to go with Mizzou going into this game. They're heading into Neyland Stadium. Tennessee is going to have a bunch of hype, and Mizzou's just going to be too much for them.
I agree. I think Mizzou had a great win against Texas A&M, who did beat Auburn at Jordan-Hare a couple weeks ago. I just think Mizzou, my bad, is going for the SEC championship berth, and I think they're going to beat Tennessee. Next, we got UAB and Marshall.
I'm going to go with Marshall. Like Jack said, UAB's coach is doing really well this year, but Marshall is just undefeated, and they're not going to be stopped.
I completely agree. It'd be great if hometown UAB won, but but Marshall's undefeated. I just think the ball's going to keep rolling. So, fifth game, Arkansas, Ole Miss. Another SEC matchup at Ole Miss at the Grove. So, who you got for that one?
Well, Arkansas, their O-line has been proven they can do anything, from doing extremely well on the run game, and I mean they can just catch touchdown passes as well. I mean, and then Bo Wallace he's falling apart, and Treadwell's gruesome injury.
I think Arkansas is a good team, but I just think Ole Miss is gonna. Ole Miss is gonna pull this one out at home this weekend. Arkansas is up and coming, and they are a good team though. So last pick today, undefeated Florida State versus Boston College. Reed, who you got?
Well, I mean Florida State, they've been in these past 3 weeks or so to go down at halftime, but they've been coming back, and I think Boston College is going to go up at halftime by 2 scores, and Florida State's just going to come back. I mean, Jameis Winston's just saving points.
I agree. I think there's some stuff going on there, pretty sketchy stuff, but I think Florida State's going to come out with a win this time. But thanks for joining us, Reed. You know, good week on the show. I hope Amari Cooper wins the Heisman, and
Go Rebels.
Have a great day.
We'll see y'all next week.
Go Rebels.
Unique New York.
Unique New York.